Today, a big-time exclusive. Patients are sharing their gut-wrenching stories for the first time. Some of the most shocking comments from doctors caught on tape when they thought no one else was listening. What if you caught your doctor talking about you this way?
He's had some choice words from the clinic when we didn't book her case within 2 weeks, including I'm going to call a lawyer and file a complaint. It doesn't seem like the thing to say to the person that's going to do your surgery.
It's embarrassing. Those are secret recordings of Ethel's doctors talking about her when she was at her most defenseless, her most vulnerable moment during surgery. So how hard is it for you to hear those recordings?
It's very hard. I try not to ever listen to them. And as you go along, you try to just like tuck it under that this really didn't happen to me and I'm okay, but it comes out. After, over time it just comes out. And then you find yourself like driving past the location you were supposed to be at. You get lost in your thought, wondering how much did they do to me while I was under.
So let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
You're busy. You're trying to live your life. You start having these terrible attacks. They diagnose you as having a hiatal hernia.
Yes, sir.
Which is fixable.
Yes.
As the cause.
Yes.
So you want to get treated, and what's the delay about?
So July of 2015, I guess the delay is the amount of people who they're seeing. And so at that time, I met with the doctor, the head of the team, and he said, well, it's going to be 2 more months before you have the surgery. And so I just said, oh my God, I've been going through this for 3 months already. I really don't know if I can take 2 months of this pain, going 2 more months. Right. So at that time is when the bedside manners were terrible. He started yelling, saying, hey, I have a lot of patients to see, who do you think you are? Wanting this before other people. And I started crying. I said, listen, I'm just in a lot of pain. The test showed I had 100 attacks in one day to the point where I had a bruise in the top of my stomach. So that was the first incident where I was leery about him. So I went to my primary doctor probably a week later. He had put notes in the system about me saying that she was hysterically crying and threatened to go to the media, which I had never threatened to go to the media on him. So now I'm caught between a rock and a hard place because I've already waited 5 months. I needed to have the surgery done. I didn't have any other insurance to go to, so that's when I decided to get the recording.
So show me how you did this. I'm fascinated because you don't have any clothes on, right, during surgery. So how would you hide the recording device?
Okay, so my hair was in braids as it is today. I had the hair in a ponytail, and I just took this and put this in the middle of my hair.
Can I just see this?
Now this isn't the original device, but it's a flash just like that, and you push it and it records for 8 hours.
Oh, so you put it like it was a hairpin. Just show me how you put it in there if you don't mind.
Okay, so if you kind of put my hair up here and you put it in the center, but my hair was going up in a ponytail, you can just put it in the center there and it's going to stay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Were you afraid you might get caught, that someone might notice there's a device in your hair?
I was afraid that if something happened to me and I died under this doctor care, I wanted my family to know why. So I wasn't afraid of getting caught. I was afraid of what the end result would be.
Oh my goodness.
And so, a lot of people say, well, why didn't you just go to another doctor? Well, he was the only doctor under the plan that would perform the surgery.
So what were you thinking you might hear on this recording?
Well, I was hoping not to hear anything. So after I went home, was released in a day, I started having a lot of swelling. So my arms started swelling up, my body started swelling up. So I went to the ER. They said that I had allergic reaction. So after that, I came back home. A couple days later, I couldn't breathe. So they said I had fluid on my lungs at that time. And then I had some vision impairment where I couldn't see the TV. So at that time, we started listening to the tapes at that time and discovered that I was allergic to penicillin. He gave me Ancef, which is in the mother of penicillin, which I had the allergic reaction to. And then I discovered the other remarks. That's really hard, to talk about and discuss.
And I'm sure when you were sitting there, were you with somebody when you heard the remarks?
I was with my husband, and it was very painful for him also to hear those things about the you know, touching me and taking pictures and all the things that were said about me. But it had already been real for me. So then there was some kickback with him, pushback with him also in that situation.
So when we come back, the most shocking thing Ethel heard while she was under the knife, plus what happened when Ethel confronted the doctors. Stay with us. We are back with shocking recordings of doctors caught talking behind their patients' backs. So what are your doctors saying about you when you think, or rather they think that you can't hear them? Ethel is back. During her surgery, while she was under anesthesia, doctors made comments about her and her body and her demeanor. But here's what shocked her even more. They made comments about her race. Take a listen.
Precious, yes. This is Precious over here, saying hi to Precious over there.
So, Ethel, you believe that reference to Precious was about the movie?
Yes, and that's the racial profiling part, because I believe if I was a Caucasian female sitting there, it would have never said Precious. And I want to apologize to Gabri, the actor that portrayed Precious. She's beautiful. And the movie is about an African-American woman who's obese, who was molested by her father. And so that was very demeaning to refer to me as Precious.
How did it affect you emotionally to hear that, but also other comments that were made about you during the course of the surgery?
It was very hurtful. I'm angry. I'm disgusted about it. They talked about my belly button. There was phones being used, cell phones inside. That's not sanitary. I felt like I was just a piece of matter that was sitting there on the table. But I'm a soul. Everyone who goes into those surgeries, you're a soul, and you deserve to be treated like that.
So, I guess you received a letter from the hospital that, because you confronted them, which I get is a very brave thing to do. A lot of folks are just to swallow this and suffer with it the rest of their life. The letter said from the hospital, we reminded the OR staff and physicians to be mindful of their comments at all times, but do not believe further action is